The Justice Department announcing charges against 47 people who they say stole from a pandemic program meant to provide meals to children in need. The DOJ is accusing the defendants of defrauding $250 million from the federal child nutrition program. It's being called the largest COVID-19 related fraud scheme uncovered to date. Rich McHugh has been following the investigation. He joins me live with the very latest. Rich?
Good morning, Adrienne. Prosecutors laid out the charges yesterday, calling it a brazen scheme of staggering proportions, and said this is the largest pandemic fraud in the United States.
Early in the pandemic, a small group of people in Minnesota had an idea and saw an opportunity. These individuals believed that they could steal tens of millions of dollars from a federal child nutrition program by claiming to serve food to needy children when they were not.
U.S. Attorney Andrew Luger announced charges against 47 people Tuesday for defrauding a federal child nutrition program, alleging they profited off a scheme to make money by falsely claiming to feed needy children.
Before long, the scheme that began with a simple idea in March of 2020 grew to become the largest pandemic fraud in the United States.
The indictments are against 6 groups, all connected to one main group, Feeding Our Future. They took millions of dollars in federal money during the pandemic, $250 million, that was supposed to feed needy kids in Minnesota. Instead, prosecutors allege they fed their own pockets.
They used this money that was supposed to be used for feeding children to buy houses in Minnesota, resort property and real estate in Kenya and Turkey, luxury cars, commercial property, jewelry, and much more.
The defendants are charged with conspiracy, wire fraud, money laundering, and paying and receiving illegal kickbacks. According to the indictment, the elaborate scheme worked like this. Amy Bach and Feeding Our Future recruited individuals to open more than 200 federal child nutrition program sites throughout Minnesota. Those sites fraudulently claimed to be serving meals to thousands of children a day. They created fake attendance rosters, fake invoices for those meals, and the federal government in turn reimbursed them. Amy Bach was the founder and executive director of Feeding Our Future, which closed this year.
Kenneth, Ms. Bach, Nancy, do you have any comments about why you're here today?
The Sahan Journal in Minnesota caught a moment with Amy Bach and her attorney as they entered the courthouse.
It's an unfortunate situation. My client meant well, she still means well, and we hope that the jury will see that all she did was trying to help folks.
Prosecutors allege that these groups were paid out on 125 million meals they never actually served. We reached out to this alleged ringleader, Amy Bach, yesterday. Her attorney never responded to our request to connect. Adrienne.
All right, Rich, thank you very much for that latest investigation.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.